Alright, so my name is Holly Scott-Riddell and I have been teaching for Veritas for the last 3 years. I teach geometry, algebra 2, pre-calculus and calculus 1. I currently live in Victoria Falls, Zimbabwe. I think I am the most exotic teacher that there is. Definitely the furthest south teacher. Actually no, Australia might beat me just. But I found out about Veritas actually through another teacher, Mrs. Cartwright, Sarah Cartwright. So I studied with her husband in Scotland and she reached out to me asking if I wanted to teach Veritas. I'd never heard of it before, never heard of classical education before, and I am been so blessed to be a part of the school. So I say the vast majority of my students are American, but I've been so blessed to teach students in Australia, in China, in Vietnam, Indonesia, Malaysia, Uganda, Nigeria, Lithuania has been another one as well, parts of the UK and Europe, and pretty much all over. So that has been the most wonderful thing, is being an international teacher but also having international students and realizing that there are so many different backgrounds, so many different cultures, so many different perspectives that come through, and we get to see that in the classroom, which is amazing. The great thing about teaching math is it has so many real-world applications around us and things that we can do, and to see how students use that in their lives as well, that has been quite amazing, and to see different things that people do in their homes. And if you are asking students to do something or do like kind of some practical experiment and say, all right, can you get this thing? And they say, we don't get that in our country. Have had that before as well. So I know that I'd never heard of a classical Christian education before Veritas. And for the students overseas, how many of them have ever come across that? I'm not sure either. But I know that when they come to Veritas, they are so blessed by the curriculum. They have their eyes opened to see them encouraged in their faith as well, especially for those who live in countries where perhaps their faith is a lot harder to have, especially in China when there's more restrictions on it. And we've got to be praying for them and praying for those students and for their environment and what they're going to be learning. So yeah, I think it's a very different experience. It's not something that they can have easy access to in their countries. I know, for example, in Zimbabwe, where I am, there is no such thing as classical education. Every time I've spoken to people at home, they're like, well, what do you mean by classical education? What even is that? It is a lot of hard work. That is one thing. I think it's a lot of hard work, but how much you put into it is what you're going to get out of it as well. You will have the best teachers that are available. I am always amazed at my colleagues and how much they pour into their students. But we have a favorite saying among some of us that we can't jump into your bodies and do it for you. You've got to put in the time and the effort and take advantage of the teachers that you have, take advantage of the classmates that you have as well in the discussions. And the more that you put into it, the more that you will get out of it as well. So be prepared to work hard for it, but also realize that it is so rewarding if you do the work.